Welcome back, baseball fans, to the Carryover League. And for the first time, I've got to change the name. I've been saying 84, 69, yada yada, and it's been always been that little hesitation, like, what the heck? Why are you going from 1984 to 69? Well, I don't have to do that anymore. I can just call it the 69, 70, 71, 72 Carryover League. And I'm going to be doing some videos here, short videos hopefully, as preparation and for the 69, 70, 71, 72 Carryover League, which will occur probably in mid-December after the Fall League completes. What I have here for the video is this is what's left of the 1969 card set. I printed out a copy of the roster sheet here. This is, of course, the 1969 reissue. And quickly getting through the counting of cards, we discover that our 24 teams, we have 20 per team, which is 480. We have 51 additional players in the American League, and we have 48 additional in the National League. And then the addendums for duplicate cards and extra nameless cards actually cancels out. So 3 duplicates have to be pulled out so you don't have a guy in a league twice. And you get 3 nameless cards, so it cancels. So you're adding 480 and 99. So you have 579 unique cards. Now, what we know about this set is that we have 3 years of carryover leagues for the 1969 box, which is 6 per player. 6 players, per team. And we have 100, and we have 32 teams. So 6 times 32 is 192. So 579 minus 192 is 307. Excuse me, 407. Excuse me, 387. I'm on a bad day with the numbers. I'm that way all day today. Yeah, 387. So we have roughly a third of the cards are gone because they're in the league already. Now, as I said before, the Carryover League, you have an individual league draft per year. And to get to 32 teams and 640 cards, there obviously aren't enough cards here. So you have to create using nameless cards. And I pulled these out and separated them. And so I had to make a lot of them. Mostly they're left-handed pitchers, they're backup catchers, and they're middle infielders. There's a lot of cards here. I don't know exactly how many this is. But these are just all nameless cards for 1969. I just saw one here I wanted to kind of take a peek at. Which one was it? Look at that, Don Drysdale. But no, he wasn't. So Jack DeLauro card. This would have been a good card for Strat to make for the Miracle Mets because he had a 2.40 ERA in 64 innings and they didn't print the card. So for this individual league, if I was going to play a 69 league on its own, I'd use these cards, and the DeLauro card would be part of the Met bullpen. But they've been pulled out. So now we're seeing a nice chunk of cards not available. And now we're getting to down to maybe 300 cards available in this set. We also have, you're going to see cards in here that are also players who were in the current Carryover League that you just saw, but from their 1970 or 1971 card. So those also aren't eligible for the draft. I'm going to just start tonight with one quick little team, and then after that, in subsequent videos, I'll go through a division and kind of go through division by box. Just kind of take a look at the talent that's available. So I'm going to start with the World Champs. So the Orioles won that World Series, the last World Series you saw. And the stack of cards is pretty thin, as you can tell. And that is because Not only are the 69 cards, 6 of them, gone to the Orioles, but a nice chunk of those cards were redistributed through the rest of the 69 League, and a nice chunk of these cards were taken by the teams in the 4-year Carryover League. The Orioles could only protect a certain quantity. All the teams who existed in these years could protect a certain number. I think it was you could protect 12, and then you could protect 16, and then everybody had the same. Then we had a distribution of either 12 or 16 man rosters, and then we completed them to get to 20. This is so like, the Colorado Rockies can get some baseball players. And as you can see, it's hard to see that way, but the Colorado Rockies currently have more ball players than the Orioles. Why is that? Because they're not that good, is the short answer. So I want to look at the Orioles and do a little analysis here. When I look at the Orioles, I see Elrod Hendricks card, and then these are all turned backwards. Now, why are all these cards turned backwards? Because these are those cards I said that are already in the league in a different year. Let me just turn them over for a second, and you'll see. Ron Taylor was in the Oriole bullpen, Boog Powell, Brooks Robinson, Jim Palmer, Don Buford. All these guys played in the World Series. Buford played with a 71 card, Palmer with 70, Brooksy with 70, and Boog Powell with 70. And Ron Taylor was in the bullpen. So they are ineligible. So right now, I see one Oriole. This doesn't mean that this is the only Oriole left. There could be other Orioles sprinkled throughout these teams. And then there's a section here of hitters and pitchers that weren't protected. And these are always sorted. These are printed cards. These were sorted by position. And on a certain bunch of cases, if I knew the player was going to be playing in the league in later years, like Darrell Evans, but this was his bad rookie card, or his first year. I don't even have qualified for the rookie. But anyway, he only had 26 at-bats. So a lot of times I realize, let me isolate these guys. I don't want to get these in the league now. I'd rather wait and get these guys in the league when they're actually good. So these cards are available for picking. These are going to be hitters. These are going to be pitchers. The bottom line is, in this box, I need to pick 64 guys. And going back to the Orioles, one thing to notice about every card in the box is that I've already looked at this card 3 times in the last 3 Carryover League drafts, and each time they were passed over. They were passed over because they're just not that good usually. But the cool thing about this now is that it's their last chance to get into the Carryover League, and even if they get into the Carryover League and they're ineffective, it's for 1 year. These are all these cards, if they get into the league, will just be in like a 1-year contract. And so let's say the Orioles, they passed on Elrod Hendricks for 3 drafts, largely because they had Rick Dempsey catching and some other catchers. But now, what I really like about looking at the first year of a Carryover League box is that you really get to see that you look at them more with rose-tinted glasses now. Now you look at the upside instead of the downside. So now I look at the card and go, well, that's a lot of power. He's left-handed with power, has a 0 arm, E1, T1 to 2. That's not that bad, not a lot of double plays. And so for 1 year, would you take a 244 hitting catcher with 12 homers and under 300 at-bats? Well, for 1 year, that's not bad. He's not going to drag you down. I understand he ain't Johnny Bench. But for 1 year, a guy like this may well be in the league. One other thing I want to mention while I have the Orioles open is this player here, Ron Taylor. Now, they have the 1970 Ron Taylor on the Orioles, on the current Carryover League. And that pitcher has an ERA of 3.95. This is the 69 version, and he's actually better here. The 69 Taylor closed out games for the Mets, 9-4, 272. So why did the Orioles not take this one and took the other one? Well, the short answer is they had already filled up their quota of 1969 cards. They maxed it out, and they had a vacancy in the 1970. And the 1970 Ron Taylor card was better than who was available in the 1970 set. So, could you go retro, and can you actually go back and remove the 1970 card and replace it with a 69 card? Sure, you can do it. You can even do that at the request of the Mets. If the Orioles were smart and the Mets said, we'll give you a draft token in exchange for Ron Taylor, the Orioles would say, all right, that gives us an empty roster spot. We'll send Ron Taylor to the Mets. And then the Orioles have draft tokens, which can be used after the draft to sign free agents or other players in the box that still haven't been picked yet. So it's very possible that transaction might take place. And you're thinking, well, why in the heck would the Mets and the Orioles deal? I mean, they face each other in the '69 World Series. Why would the Orioles let the Mets get better? I don't know if that's the case, but the thing is, the Orioles did just win a World Series with Ron Taylor on the roster. So it might just be like a thing of courtesy where it's like, okay, you can have your guy back now. We already got our ring. And actually, you know what? You'll get better use by getting the guy who's actually a better closer than the guy who was on our roster that was simply a long man and wasn't used much. So I just kind of wanted to do an introductory video and take a look at the players. I'm going to put the cards back. I like to do this leading up to the draft, because I believe that the more cards you look at, and this is the first of 4 boxes I have to look at, including the 1972 box, which first of all is an amazingly unique card set. The original 1972 Strat-O-Matic card set is highly rare, and I have a complete set there. So I'm really looking forward of getting through the 69, 70, 71 to take a peek at the 72 box. The more cards you look at before the draft, chances are the better draft you're going to have. And if you have a great draft, chances are you'll have a great baseball season because all the games will be interesting. So that's it for tonight. And next time we do 69, 70, 71, 72 Carryover League draft prep, we'll do a little more analysis, try and look at an entire division, and then just keep looking at cards and possibly looking at possible trade scenarios and so forth. So that was the beginning of the process. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.